You are about to witness history in the making.
Hello, good evening and welcome, but I don't remember any of that stuff because Haydn does it better than me. Anyway, welcome to the show, Haydn. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, Steve.
So, show 150. Is it really that many?
Actually, we've done more, but it's mainly show 150.
This is not including the specials.
I think that this is about show 175 technically, but we're getting up there on the numbers.
Yeah. Just because we got our ugly mugs on the face.
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome to the show, guys. I think there's a lot of chat in this one this week. I've actually made some notes this time, so please, Haydn, win it.
Woohoo!
Anyway, do you want to kick off with yourself? And actually, happy birthday first of all.
Yeah, thank you.
The other day.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's my birthday happened. I'm another year older, not necessarily another year wiser. But not much happened. You know what it's like once you get to be a bloke in your 50s. It's like nobody sends you cards, nobody sends you presents or anything. It's just sort of like immediate family. Everybody else just sort of.
It's just the missus, maybe the kids will do something for you. That's about it, really, isn't it? Not a lot more.
But why is it that 50-odd-year-old women seem to get presents from everybody?
Because women are more. I don't know what the term of phrase is really with women. They're more pally, aren't they? They're all together and
true.
You know. But with blokes, it's okay. Stay clear. It's just the way it is, I think. Yeah, you might get a happy birthday on Facebook if you're lucky or something like that, maybe, and or a text or something.
I got a few of those, to be fair. I got a few of those, but it's just
So is this 50?
No, I'm 52.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. So it's not a big.
I don't look at a little 42, but
I could be past for 44. Anyway, so what did you get anything for your birthday from the missus, or did you just buy it yourself this year again?
Well, I got cash off my mother-in-law. Got a couple of other bits. My son bought me for my retro sort of gaming.
Okay.
Yeah, the 8-bit do sort of like controller. So
Scooby-Doo controller.
I think it'll be all right, actually. I've not actually opened it yet because I'm kind of like intending on doing a bit of an unboxing video and all of that sort of thing with it. But I also bought myself a very nice little gadget. Well, not exactly gadget, but got it here. So this
is a laptop?
Nope.
Second screen?
It is a USB screen. So it's got on there, as you can see, that's just like the normal stuff. But looking at here, it's got two USBs and a HDMI.
Okay.
So obviously, last week we talked about this device, which has a HDMI out.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Steam Deck. And I did an unboxing and review sort of video on this because I've been playing with it for a few days now.
Yeah.
And it's a great little screen. It's got HDR on it. It takes very little power. And if you really want a minimalist sort of setup, then all that you need to do is just literally have one USB-C to USB-C cable and connect it from your Steam Deck to that, and it'll power it off the battery.
What do you do? Do you have it on is it got somewhere to stand it or anything like that, or do you put it in your lap?
No, it's got
Oh, I see. Yeah. Like a tablet. Yeah.
Yeah, but that goes sort of
I'm
like that.
Yeah.
But what I've done instead, I got this off Amazon, and this is a really,
That's isn't that like a laptop one, isn't it?
No, tablet. It's designed for your iPads and stuff like that. But this is like really strong. Very a very sturdy sort of construction.
Yeah.
Because what I intend to do is just have it like this, put the keyboard underneath, make something to go on the back so that I can sort of like hook my Steam Deck on, and then use some very short, I've got them on here somewhere, but very short USB cables that are about that long to actually power this. And I've also got because I've got one hub already, the stand sort of hub for my Steam Deck, and that's got my main charger plugged in. So what I've actually done is buy this Anker charger as well, which will sit on this side, and I've got a mini hub to go here, so that means that I can move them up and in different places. And then obviously that'll be my portable setup, so if I go away on holiday or anything like that, I'll just stick it all, just pull out all that, and then I can leave my other hub permanently sort of attached to the big TV that I've got through there. So but this was not bad. It was about £35, but it's literally just come today, so this is all sort of like I'm going to set up. That's my little USB cable.
Well, I think I picked up some time ago. I mean, I bought a set of USB-C. They're not actually just USB-C, but they're like so long, you buy 3 in a pack, and they're quite handy to have, especially when the missus loses everything, for her phone and stuff like that.
Yeah. Tell me about it, because my dog's got this thing of chewing through wires now, particularly iPhone cables.
Nice.
I got a pack of 6 of various different lengths and colours, but I also got a steel surrounded USB, iPhone cable. Let him try and chew his way through that, because it says it's dog proof. So hopefully he'll wreck his teeth before he buggers the cable.
Bless him.
Bless him. But so done a bit of that. So if you want to see a review of the USB monitor, by the way, just have a look on our YouTube channel. I've stuck that on there. Had a few people look at that. There's earlier this week, I think it was beginning of this week, there was a classic car show in Northallerton.
Okay.
So they had all sorts of cars there, but of course, it's like my favourite being the Aston was, there was there. But there was loads of other ones as well, a few Ferraris. You could even buy them there as well.
Oh, really? Because normally there are people that own them and just show them off, aren't they? If you know what I mean, sort of.
Yeah,
but those sort of car shows I've been to.
There was a McLaren car there, and it was for sale for 99,999. I thought, oh damn, I've only got 99,998 with me.
Here's my credit card. Oh, it bounced. I wonder why.
Yeah. So that was quite good. And then, like I said, I had my birthday, but not much happened, so it was all really, really quiet. What about yourself, Steve? What's happened with you?
Nothing really. Busy at work as usual. That's about the main thing. Looking forward to my break in May, because we've got 3 bank holidays in May. If people don't remember, we've got May Day, the 1st, the 29th of May, and the coronation, I think, is on the 8th, which is the following Monday to the 1st. So I'm off for a whole 8 days.
Nice.
So it'd be nice to be switched off. Might not be around for a few of them, but there you go. But I'll be, it's going to be nice to just have switch off my work phone and ignore everything,
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm back at work tomorrow because I've just had my 8 days off.
No, I've had a hard week. I've had a hard week just gone because I was on my own with my boss away and my colleague that does what I do away. So I was looking after everything I could. Anyway, that's boring stuff. So back in 2022, I had the Waxwork subscription, which I've done a couple of times. I had an email saying, can we confirm your address due to the fact that we're shipping you a second copy of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now, there was a bit of controversy on the Fangame site with Facebook regarding Waxworks.
Yeah.
And due to the variants that came out, there was a variant that was the subscribers variant is always different to the one they sell.
You're not going out through a multiverse now, are you, with all the variants?
I know, man. Some of my variants have got too many. So they wanted to confirm that they're shipping them later in the year. Which
sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we won't be shipping you the album cover itself, just the vinyl.
That's a bit, are they going to ship it later or just not at all?
No, because we've already got it. Because they want to swap over the pressings. Even though these pressings, I think, are okay. They weren't happy with them, and maybe it's the color pressings. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to get another set. I'm sure you can share a screenshot of what I'm talking about instead of me hopping it up on the big screen like this. So yeah, that's quite interesting. And I do have something coming over at the moment, which is I do have the Thing soundtrack coming across, and I do have the original. And I do have a couple of pressings.
Is this a John Carpenter version?
No, it's still the version.
The original.
It's still there. There always has been. I've got the Lost Cues, which is a couple of tracks that John Carpenter did, which I've got separately within the box. But this is going to be the ice-breaking vinyl box set, as in the box. Imagine like this, and the box does that, and it opens up and gives you the vinyl inside. It's very, very
nice.
Everyone's been wanting that on eBay. They go for hundreds. Do you know what I mean? And they've repressed it because they've now, as I said before, they've got their own pressing plant now. Which is really helpful for them, so they're not going to third party. So that's coming across soon. Headphones. Now, I don't know about yourself. Do you use headphones with your mobile phone a lot? When
I'm going walking on my own, yeah. So I have a set of Bose ones.
So I'm a little bit old school with headphones. So you know the type that will plug into your USB-C, and you stick them in your ear, and you've got all this dangling here. I tuck it in my shirt, man. That's fine, but I've lost my last one. I can't find it. Now, I don't like looking like a hurrah with the ones like the Apple ones that, well, for example,
earbuds.
The way they sit. So what I got on Amazon, cheap, are these. I don't know if you probably see this here. You see that?
Yeah. And
these ones, if I pull one out, they wrap around your ear. See like that?
All right, yeah.
And they're noise cancelling. Easy to connect. You can touch them to turn the volume down as well. I'm going to need these for when I'm next sitting on a beach somewhere at some point. And I do like sometimes if I'm with the missus in the same room as her, and she's watching something that maybe I'm not really into, but you want to sit with your missus, so I'll just put my phone on. I sometimes watch the football on there. I'll be able to put the earbuds in. They're noise cancelling, so I can not hear anybody. So I'm just watching like that. Really handy.
Now you see, I don't like earbuds. I did have a pair of Apple AirPods, but they stopped syncing with anything. I had constant problems with them. One of them always dropping off.
Right.
And then it just stopped working, which was like 200 quid up the Swanee. And I thought, I'm not going to bother with those anymore. And because the type you've got there, I don't like those ones that have like got that plug sort of thing, so it makes a seal in your ear, because I always feel it. I never seem to get
like
it
that
right.
Because then I get the bass, if you're with me, with the seal.
See, I don't like that. So what I use these.
Okay, I did have a set of something. I used to have a set I used to plug on me, but they're a bit worn now. I've had them for about 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
But they'd be nice I can just sit by a pool or in the garden, put my music on or an audio book or whatever, and not have to worry too much.
Yeah, I must admit, I went shopping once with these on because why not?
Loads of people you see them. It's funny that it's funny that years ago that more people would have old school earbuds, connected to your phone. Then obviously the different versions come out of these headphones now that are like as big as your head, and you see people doing this, walking around the room, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like this person came walking straight up to me and then started shouting at me because I had headphones on.
And you said, "What's wrong, mate?" Is that because he thinks you're going to walk out in front of a straight and not listen and hear the car and get run over?
No. It was in a store. He was walking up the aisle and I was walking the other side. We were both on separate sides. We were not going to touch. He could see that I could see him, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it just started shouting at us because I got headphones on. I just ignored and carried on.
What was that? Twat.
Yeah. Just sort of, yeah, idiot. But I don't know. Like you say, shouting, it's so rude that you've got headphones on. Why?
How old was this guy? Was he old school?
50s.
My age, then.
Our
age.
Yeah. It's just like really weird. I've never had anyone shout at us for having headphones on before, and it's not like I even had them on loud. It's like they are very good at keeping the sound in the headphones, sort of thing. They're not. Yeah. There's not leaking, and you couldn't hear it in a supermarket with all of the background noise anyway. Yeah. So it was just. I don't know whether or not, he was like having some difficulties or something. I don't know, but I just thought never experienced that before. But it was weird. So I tend not to wear them very much when I go like shopping and stuff like that now. But if I take the dogs for a walk, definitely, on my own, definitely stick them on. Also, if I'm on the Steam Deck or on my tablet, stuff like that, and I'm in the same room as my wife, I'll use them as well.
Yeah, so it's weird. Last thing about Blu-rays and 4K, it's cool, that good stuff. So you and I both got our Generations and First Contact arrive.
We did.
Have you watched them yet?
Not yet, no.
I have. Yes, I weren't going to include in what we're watching because I thought no need to really, but yeah. Excellent quality. The sound is great. The picture quality there is second to none because they're not so old that they can get a good picture out of them, can't they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to watch all of the Star Trek films with my son, but he's coming up to his GCSEs, and he's not really wanting to do movie night when, when he does have time that he's not revising because he wants to do his own stuff, which is totally fine. I understand. But because of that, I've been waiting to watch Star Trek 4 for months.
Oh, that's where you're up to.
Yeah. And so obviously, 5 and 6 I've got on disc as well. And then I've obviously 7 and 8.
Yeah.
And then let's face it, nobody really cares about 9 and 10. And then it's the Kelvin universe. So
yeah. But yeah, I like the packaging and they're very well done. Everyone loves them, I think.
I'm glad that I ditched the idea of having the box set for the separate ones. Yeah,
because I think you got the Blu-ray box set as well, haven't you? Old school box set.
The first 4.
Yeah, the next gen ones.
No, I've got the Blu-ray set of all of the movies. The one that was in the white packaging with the blue Enterprise.
Oh yes, 1 to 10 sort of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, to be fair, if I have the urge to watch two of the worst next generation movies that are about. I can always stick the Blu-ray on if I want to feel that urge.
I will get them, but
when they're really cheap, probably after a while. When
I'm going to wait for those ones to be a 2 for £30 sort of deal.
Yeah. Then I know it's a collection thing as well, isn't it, to a certain degree?
It is.
So yeah. One other thing I got that has just turned up actually that I've been. Now I'm a real fan of Second Sight Blu-rays and their 4K collection that they bring out. I've got a few Blu-rays as well. I mean, some of the stuff like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Extra, When Stranger Calls, The Changeling, Man with X-Ray Eyes, Revenge, Magic, Assault on Precinct 13. They just do great ones. So Georgia Romero's real proper first movie called Martin, which came out in '77, has just been released. It's been out for a while actually. I've been sort of waiting when I could, at the time to pay for it. And it's turned up today. So Martin it's probably not for everybody. Being 77, it's not a vampire movie like my vampire movies. Because this is like a true vampire movie. It's about a guy that has a lust for blood.
Yeah.
This edition comes with soundtrack, a Blu-ray, and a 4K, as well as some cards. And like we've seen with many types of box sets, they do nice booklets to come with it that you have as well. So they really are, and sturdy box, not like our Indiana Jones that's like flimsy and
You see, I never bothered with the Indiana Jones box set because I've got the Blu-ray, and the only ones I like in there is Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
Oh, so you're not? I'd say I don't like the trilogy sort of thing. I mean, you like to think that it's just 1 and 3.
For me, the Temple of Doom, I never really rated it that highly.
Is it because there's a lot of kids in it? It's more.
I don't know. No, it just never gelled with me in quite the same way. I thought that it was more silly, and yet not as funny as the first one.
Well, they're not supposed to be funny. They're an action adventure type of movie, aren't they?
But they're also supposed to have the humour. It's like the guy with the sword and Harrison Ford goes and all of that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to have those moments. And you look at The Last Crusade, there's a lot of humour in that. And even in all of them, there's a lot of humour. But to me, Raiders of the Lost Ark is an absolute classic movie. And The Last Crusade just ended that trilogy perfectly, and I do think they should have left it there.
Well, we mentioned this last time we were on air, didn't we? And yeah, we will go and see this other movie, and I keep getting Disney saying, "Look, don't worry, it is finishing, and you're gonna go out on a high." Maybe I'm wrong, but I still have my doubts, but. But I think the second one, I saw the second one at Leicester Square. Well, the first one I saw at Bournemouth. I wasn't living in Bournemouth at the time. I was living in Reading. But I think when it came out, it was a bank holiday, so we went to the cinema because it was raining. And then I saw the Temple of Doom I saw at Leicester Square, and then the third one, which is with Sean Connery.
The Last Crusade.
I saw that in High Wycombe, which I used to go quite a lot because they had THX sound at the time. So that's quite a good big number one screen. That's where I saw Batman, and I saw all sorts of movies in the 80s at the point. Normally I would go to Leicester Square 80% of the time.
Yeah.
And say before I was married, so say in the early 80s, I would always go on my own, and I went to I went there every week to London to see a movie, like from E.T., your favourite, to Wrath of Khan, Return of the Jedi, Octopussy. God, so many.
Have you seen that they're doing a re-release of the Return of the Jedi? I think on the 28th.
Yes. Yeah, it won't. Do you know what? It'd be great, but it won't be as good as my experience when I saw it in Leicester Square.
No.
because that was in 70mm, and I don't think we get many screens that can do that. Really, I don't think there's a lot. Obviously, in London they got the 70mm screen, and it looks massive. It's brilliant, and the sound as well. Even though the sound then would have been probably Dolby Stereo.
Yeah.
At the time for that era. But yeah, no, I mean, it'd be. I don't think I'm going to be around for it when it comes out. You know, but yeah, I mean, I do like that they're doing this. I mean, last weekend wasn't it the 45th anniversary of Superman?
Yeah, I've got Superman 2, the Donner cut in 4K coming tomorrow.
So you got that dual 4K.
Yeah, it's the one
Superman I told you about
2 and the Donner cut.
Superman. Yeah, that's what I told you about.
Superman 1 and 2.
No. Superman 2, but it's both versions in one box set. Yeah.
Yeah, because Superman 2 is my favourite one out of those movies. I mean, I've got the box set of the Superman movies.
Yeah, but I start at 2. They are bad. They are all. I don't care. I get other people that may be younger than me, and they started with some of those, and it's a part of their childhood, and that's what they did, and that's fine. But they're awful. I mean, they are bad. Even I love Richard Pryor. Don't get me wrong. But they're bad movies.
It's interesting because I have a slightly different opinion, because I quite like the Quest for Peace, the third one.
Oh, I can't remember now. Because they're sort of etched out of my brain, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's sort of like when that was released, because of me being that 6-7 years younger than you, it was probably aimed more at me. So it's part of my childhood. Whereas
my childhood, you see, was different because mine was in the 70s.
Yeah.
So that was me seeing Jaws, Close Encounters, and all the films I saw in that era.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Jaws and Close Encounters were TV movies. That's how. And
Star Wars as well. So all those.
No, Star Wars I saw at the cinema.
Okay.
I was 6.
Yeah, that was 77. So
yeah,
but yeah. So all the movies I saw leading up to 1980, because I think I was a teenager. When did I turn? When did I leave school? I think it was tail end of 79. I left. I think to 1980. But then I was watching all different sorts of movies like Scanners that came out and Rabid.
Oh God, yes, Scanners, yeah.
I saw Scanners in a Welsh theatre while working away, and in the same week, I'm going to show you something now because I do have this now, and if I can dig it, I've been after this for so long. As long as my head's still in the shot, okay, because I don't know what I look like. Is this?
Oh, Scum, yeah.
Now, I saw this and Scanners in the theatre together in Wales while I was working away. And to be fair, even without saying too much of the ending, if people, this is actually on YouTube. You can actually watch a copy of this on YouTube at the moment. The last 5 minutes of this, or should I say the last 15 minutes of what happened, did sort of make me feel queasy in the cell.
Yeah.
The other bits, I mean, it's such a bolshy, hard-hitting, because it was a drama that the BBC had and made. It got banned before it got seen, so that's made it into a theatrical cut to get it in the cinema to get people to see it. And it's such a good film. I really like it.
Did you go on your own if you were working away, or did you go with whoever you were working with?
There would have been. I was an apprentice then.
Right.
And so I would have gone. We were working. We were working at Bridgend. We were working on a new Sony plant that was being built, and they do the racking in there. And what we had is we had these robots and racking and mechanical things that would go in between the racking to collect the pallets. And that's what we was putting in. And I would be there for 2 weeks at a time at Bridgend with me, my mentor, if we want to call him that, electrician. I was the apprentice, and I was there. I was always working away those days. Loved it. But I went that one night on my own just to see that double bill.
Yeah, I used to occasionally go on my own when I used to go away.
Yeah.
If there was a cinema near.
Yeah. Did you ever, like I did in the 80s? Like I went to see everything. I just went on my own, hook a train up to Leicester Square. I went to see Rocky 3. Poltergeist, Firefox.
Oh God, Firefox with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say Ruthercam, Poltergeist, well, E.T., a few of the Bond movies at the time as they came out then. Also, there would have been some of the, what would you call it? Some of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, The Last Starfighter, Top Gun. All these movies I used to see in the big screen in cinema because it was such an experience.
Yeah, you see, a lot of those were, for me,
VHS
TV,
even.
On VHS or on BBC or ITV.
Yeah.
My mum and dad always used to take us to see the Bond movies, so I went and saw all of those.
But they were great on the big screen with us. And we go to late night showings. So we go to Leicester Square and we'd be there for a showing at about 11 o'clock at night. And you come out 2 hours later and it's like a Saturday afternoon in Leicester Square.
Yeah.
All the shops around there are open. H&B was open,
Yeah.
and my favourite record store wasn't open at midnight because it was around the corner, which is where I got all my soundtracks from. So when I used to see a film up there, I used to pick up the score and then take it back home with me at the time.
Yeah.
And it's great. I just love it. It's just those days.
Well, I mean, I used to, cinema's always been the thing that I like to do. It was always sort of like, if I was going on a date, I'd take her to the cinema and have a meal and stuff like that.
I think I took my first wife to a Star Trek marathon.
Yeah.
So, and I did a Rocky one as well at the time.
I think my first fiance, we went, because I've been engaged several times. I think we went to see Ghost.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Don't remember. Well, I didn't know any of the story of it coming out of that movie. But going to the cinema was always sort of like my thing. I remember many years ago, I was like 18, and I went for an interview at Cleveland College of Art and Design.
Right.
And I walked in, looked around for various reasons, which I'm not going to say because the college, has probably moved on in the 3 decades since.
Yeah.
3+ decades. But I walked in, saw what was going on, and I walked out. I didn't even bother going for the interview. And I went to the audience. And of course, because I was going for an interview for going to college, I was sort of like a bit more dressed up, Okay. And it was like, I remember I had, this was the days of Miami Vice. So I had a blazer type jacket, but it was velour, but like a striped sort of velour, and it had this blue piping on the black.
Did you turn the cuffs over as well?
No, I had the arms turned up.
Oh, you pulled them up, like
yeah, just like on there, and I walked from Linthorpe Road. Well, just halfway down Linthorpe Road, which is where it's just sort of like off Linthorpe Road. It's a big long road in Middlesbrough, all the way up to the Odeon, which doesn't exist there anymore. It's been knocked down and it's a car park now. But I walked all the way up to the Odeon, and I went and bought a ticket to go and see. I can't remember. It would have been Rambo 3, something like that. Can't remember.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing Rambo First Blood in the Warner Cinema in Leicester Square. That's where I saw that.
I'm guessing that was the movie because I don't actually remember, but it was somewhere around about that sort of age.
Yeah.
Was that about 89, wasn't it? Something like that. Anyway, I remember going up to this ticket saleswoman. I said, didn't she turn up? I was like,
yeah, okay.
What? Didn't she turn? Oh, you poor lad. You look lovely, lad. And I was like, what are you talking about?
She thought you were waiting for a date because you're dressed up.
My girlfriend didn't turn up. Well, never mind. It's her loss. I said, I've just come to watch the movie. Yeah, of course you have. I was like,
don't worry.
I thought, I can't be bothered to. Thank you. But I always remember that. But for me, not long after that, I got a job because I decided to take a year out and, go and do some, actual work, get some money.
Yeah.
And then my work decided to continue to pay for my education, so I wasn't going to say no to that. But in terms of that, I then got a girlfriend who became my fiance, blah, blah, blah. And so for years, it was like always seeing chick flicks, mostly. It's like I occasionally went with my friend from school, we'd been to the same school together. Me and Russ used to go to the cinema a couple of times a month, but it was that sort of like a bit ad hoc. But after I split up with my fiance and I went to, I got a new circle of friends, and then it became Friday night was midnight showing at the brand new Showcase Cinema, which was the biggest multiplex in Europe at the time. And we did that for years until I got even after I got engaged to my now wife.
Yeah, it's funny, because I mean, sometimes we used to drink on a Friday night and we said, should we go to the cinema and go to a late showing? We went to see War of the Worlds, the original, and that had a breakdown halfway through it. It went dark. Went to see Terminator as a late night showing. I think this wasn't a late. This was late night, but this wasn't with the guys because I went to see The Exorcist before it was before that was taken away from us due to the BBFC. All sorts. We'd do that, but mainly I'd go there. And sometimes what I would do if I went to the football on a Saturday, I'd stop off on the way back, maybe go then, or then we'd arrange it with my mates that we'll go up to Leicester Square, park in the NCP car park around the corner, which is really handy to do. It's just like 100 yards away from the square of Leicester Square, sort of thing, and we go there. It's great, love it. Anyway, we better move on because we're getting on and.
In both ways of one.
Yeah. Okay, so let's if we go straight into gaming this week.
No longer a dream, but a reality.
Okay, do you want to let us know about this this news we have here that I didn't know about?
Evidently, PlayStation 6 release date surfaces from official Sony documents. So the PS6 release date has surfaced thanks to some documents that I think had been recently made public by Sony. And this was reported through PlayStation Lifestyle, and the documents in question indicated a release date of the PS6 sometime after 2027. So it was an 8-page document. On page 22 of this, it was claimed by Sony that Microsoft had offered to continue making Activision games on the PlayStation until 2027, and then by the time Sony Interactive Entertainment launch the next generation of its PlayStation console, which is likely to occur around the redacted time. It would have also have lost access to Call of Duty and other Activision titles, making it extremely vulnerable to consumer switching and subsequent degradation in its competitiveness. But as it was mentioned in the PlayStation Lifestyle, the exact release year for the PS6 has been redacted from there. So I think we could probably say it's going to be certainly before 2030, but obviously I think it'll probably be about 2020, late 2027, early 2028.
I don't even want to think about those sort of time frames.
Well, it's only 5 years away, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah. You putting 2 and 2 together, it's like a post 2027 date is really suggested. So, okay, so the next one is about a free Steam game that's available, and it's also playable on the Steam Deck if you've got one of those as well. And it's the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's Amy Rose's birthday. She's hosting a murder mystery on the Mirage Express. When Sonic the Hedgehog becomes the game's victim, everyone is off to get to the bottom of things. However, something feels a bit off, and it's really an innocent game, or is it something more sinister that's afoot? You can join the colourful cast of Sonic the Hedgehog series in this exciting new adventure, which is, like I said, free on Steam. So just download your copy now.
Yeah. One other bit of news I saw, I don't know if you heard about it. So Ubisoft Plus, the subscription service?
Yes, I've seen that a few people have been quite upset with how much this is costing.
So coming to Xbox for $14.99.
On top of Game Pass and all of that.
I think that is just... Who's going to pay that?
Well, I'm not.
That is ridiculous. I just think... Obviously, some of the games are on Game Pass. I'm guessing they're going to stay there. Or they disappear.
I would assume so, but to be honest, I'll just buy whatever Ubisoft game that I want because it'll be cheaper than...
Yeah, I say I got the past Assassin's Creed one, and I've got some other ones as well that digitally that we've got. But I think that's a no-go for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think
that they really want to get with the program and realise the fact that we're in a recession and the economy shrinking, and the government's not cutting the mustard with the finances, and people are struggling, and they can't afford, when they're trying to pay inflated gas and electric prices, an extra 14-15 quid on a subscription.
Yeah, apparently I have read in the news that subscription services have gone up a little bit, like Netflix and that, because people aren't going out.
Yeah.
So they'd rather have a service like that so they can watch some more sort of TV and such, movies and that.
Well,
I get.
It's like for a long, long time, the Empire at Catterick, where I am, they've been having films for like $3.99 standard ticket, and then was it $5.99, something like that for the electric leather chair, single seats. And they've now gone up. It's now like £12 per person if you want to be on this. It's basically what it was. It's doubled the prices.
Yeah.
So it's like a tenner for a normal movie, which I know if you're in London or anything like that, you'd be saying, God, I wish I was in, I could get to the cinema for a tenner.
I can't remember what it costs now for a cinema ticket service where you can go as many times as you want to the cinema.
I think they're about 15-20 quid, aren't they?
What, month?
Yeah.
They're not bad if you can get there.
The problem is it's not so much as getting there as in the fact that there's not that many cinema releases at the moment.
No,
or at least not good ones.
No, there isn't. No, I think if you'd have gone back a year or two, there'd been more releases coming out.
Yeah, pre-COVID,
there would have been.
And I knew somebody who had one of those, and he went every week to the cinema.
Yeah.
And when I look when I was single, I used to go every week. I wish that they'd
existed. Do you know what? If that sort of thing was out those days, I think that would have sold.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I think people would have been on. I would have been on board with it. That's for sure.
Yeah. I do bounce around between because I was obviously early, but I was bouncing around between going to Leicester Square, going to High Wycombe at one point, using the ABC in Reading, the Odeon in Reading as well, and there was another cinema in Reading as well. So and then I would bounce around between 3 or 4 or 5 cinemas. But that thing, if that was around, that would have been, I think really because I think the amount of movies that came out in the 80s
Yeah.
Compared to now, for example, you know, especially 1982, which was an amazing year. If you just look at the list, you know, and seeing stuff like Die Hard, you know, and stuff like that, and all sorts of movies that came out. Where now, can you think of how many movies in your head do you think you want to be seeing this year? I can think of maybe 3, maybe. I can't remember. Maybe not.
I can't even think about what movies are coming out.
Well, so we'll still see Indiana Jones, won't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. When it comes out.
Is it definitely getting released?
It's part 1. It's coming out. And then there was another movie I can't think of the life of me, but I'll have a look later. But yeah, it's so anyway, we ramble on as we normally do. So if we go to new releases, let me start reading this long list. So April the 17th, we've got Beyond the Long Night on PC, and we have Suffer the Night PC. Also, Desktop Dungeons on the April the 18th, and then moving on from there, on April the 18th, we got Disney Speedstorm on all platforms, God of Rock on all platforms, Minecraft Legends on all platforms, Puzzle Quest on all platforms on the 18th. Come to the 19th. Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 to 6 remastered.
They're pixel remastered, so they're
are they the
high
type?
They're the high bit ones, aren't they? I think.
all pre Final Fantasy 7, which is probably still the best. Moving on from there, we have Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores DLC on the PS5. Also, Survival Fountain of Youth on the PC. Come to the 20th, we've got Arrays on the PC. I don't know what that is. Stray Blade PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Tin Hearts on the Switch. 21st, we have Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp on the Switch. Dead Island 2 on all platforms. Mia and the Dragon Princess on all platforms. Vulcan Princess on the PC on the 21st. 24th, we've got Shadows of Doubt on the PC, all to image, all platforms. This is on the 25th. Strayed Lights on all platforms as well. PC, we've got Trigger Trinity. Moving to the 26th, we've got Dest of the Memories Between on the PC. This is probably in conjunction with maybe the new Evil Dead movie coming out, but we've got Evil Dead, the Game of the Year edition on all platforms.
Isn't that 5v1 sort of like
same as what you did with Friday the 13th?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably is, yeah. 27th, we've got Ark Runner on all platforms. 27th again, PC, we've got Dungeon Drafters. Also, The Last Case of Benedict, which is PC and Xbox Series X. Live a Live, PC, PS5, PS4 on the 27th. Also, then we have Zoria, Age of the Shattering on PC. Coming to the 28th, and we're nearly the end now. Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreaker on all platforms. We've got Nuclear Blaze, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. And then lastly, on the 28th, we've got Welcome to Goodland, PC. There's a lot there.
There's a lot of games coming out. I think it's because there's been a few delays. Presumably, you'll be interested in Dead Island.
Possibly. I remember playing the first one. I've only started. Well, I know we're not playing what we were playing, but I've only just downloaded a new Bethesda game to play. I will mention it a little bit later, but I've only literally just booted it up. I downloaded it last night.
Yeah.
But okay, so anything to do with subscriptions?
Not really with subscriptions, but in terms of Epic, we've got Genshin Impact version 3.6, Mordau, and Second Extinction Early Access. They're available now for free. And then from the 20th of April, we've got Beyond Blue and Never Alone, Kasima Ignite Tuner, if that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if I'd murdered that pronunciation.
Okay. Don't know anything about those, but yeah.
The Never Alone is a good game. I've completed that before.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah, it's where you're. I've forgotten what the politically correct term is now, but the Eskimo.
Okay.
Is it in Inuit or something like that? I can't remember. But you play, I think a young girl, and your village is destroyed, and
haven't I played that?
Yeah, I'm sure you have, because it's been free on Games with Gold, I think. And I'm sure it's been on Game Pass. I have played it. A horizontal scroller, a platform game.
Yes, and you got the I've got here the Eskimo with the pet, which is like I'm not say a dog, but a white creature.
Yeah, that's right, because I think that there's a bit of sort of like supernatural about it. If I remember rightly, it's been a few years since I've played it, but if I remember rightly, I think that this game was developed by like the people who it's about, to sort of like raise awareness of the culture and all of that sort of stuff. And I think there's a lot of direct references at the end of the game about
possibly
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is a good game. It is a very good game. Yeah, you're an Alaskan Native people. Let's put it that way, rather than Eskimo, which is a bit generic and people don't like that.
No, I think that's just how we know them and how we come across with them. It's not like we're being derogatory to anything, but
yeah, but Native Alaskan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a brilliant game. It looks really nice. It plays well. It's well worth the download, basically. But that's going to be free from the 20th of April on Epic.
Cool. Okay, we'll swiftly move on then to what we've been playing.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I go?
Yeah, go. Yeah, just steam ahead.
All right. Well, I've first game been playing. I'm going to say a few indie games, because I've actually played quite a couple of good ones.
You've been doing your little 1,000 gamer score, haven't you?
And trophies as well, platinum trophies as well. All those videos are on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/popculturegamers. Like and subscribe.
Ding.
But
ding that bell.
Yeah, I'll remember to put the animation in at this point. But the first one I've been playing is a short little game. I think it was about £1.60, £1.70, something like that.
Is this PC, is it?
No, this is PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to have a look at my Xbox as it's on while you're talking.
Yeah, and it's called Dead Station. So this is a new hit by Hoodoo Bear, the developers of Oliver's Adventure in Fairyland, and released with Chili Dog Interactive, who are known for releasing, easier gamer score sort of games. But I actually quite like this game. It's an old school platforming sort of like experience set on a space station, Soyuz 1, which is overrun by some hostile aliens. Your task is to arm yourself with melee weapons and firearms and find any answers on what has happened and survive no matter what. It's a new twist on the 2D survival action platform genre. You explore your surroundings and solve some very simple puzzles. They're all in the same sort of areas, which are a few screens, in order to basically progress through the station. Actually, it's not dead, but more like a deadly sort of space station, because it's sort of like aliens, massive spiders that will sort of attack you.
I'm just seeing one as you speak, actually.
Yeah, and I'll be playing a video of this while I'm talking as well, in terms of our podcast. So if you're listening to the podcast and you want to see what it is, dip over to youtube.com/popculturegamers, like and subscribe, and you'll be able to watch it on there. So it's a really charming little Xbox and PlayStation game. There's only one frustrating area in it, and it's more because you have to be super precise in terms of the jump, and it's just a little bit dark at this one particular area. You can still see all right, but it's like really pixel perfect jump, otherwise you'll miss it, as it were.
Yeah, it's £4.19 on the Xbox.
Oh, is it £4.90? Yeah, I'm sure that it was cheaper on PS5.
Oh, okay.
But what makes this one particular area annoying is the fact that there's a couple of things you've got to do before the jump, and it's about 40 or 50 seconds into it. So if you keep missing the jump several times, you end up repeating that whole bit a few times. But once you get past it, it's fine. Probably take you around about 45 minutes to an hour to complete. It's not a long game, but it's a nice graphic style, and it's got it's charming. It's it's very cheap as it's on sale. It's not undue taxing the game. It's just an enjoyable little, play it once, complete it, get the platinum, move on sort of game. But worth playing it. If you can pick it up in a sale, then by all means do so. The next game I've got is a game that's been provided to us by Desert Water Games, because they've been sending me a few games for the YouTube videos. And this one is Dark Burial Enhanced Edition. So before they had Debtor Enhanced Edition, which I did the YouTube video of. But Dark Burial is basically a retro-style platformer from Shark Game. You play as a sentinel who needs to fight squads of enemies and light signal fires. The sentinel can shoot arrows from his crossbow and use shot arrow as a platform as well, which is part of the mechanics of the game. A dark army is approaching your lands, and you light fires and let people know that the dark times are coming. The Enhanced Edition includes 8 new levels and a new boss, particularly improved graphics and gameplay. I think this is a fun little platformer. The developer, I know because I've asked them, are going to be adding extra achievements to this. So, this is, you're getting it now, but then you'll get free updates in terms of maybe getting your gamer score up to 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 5 being the maximum that these things can actually go up to. And I'm not just saying it because they've sent me, a code for it. I'm saying it is. I actually quite like this game, but again, check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/popculturegamers, and you'll be able to see the fact that the achievement guide I've got for that. You'll be able to see it. Yes, for the achievements, you're going to complete the achievements in about 5-10 minutes, but there's much more to the game than that. There's many more levels, so you can keep on going. And then also, you'll be able to unlock those achievements later anyway as well.
So again, £4.19 on the Xbox.
At the moment, yeah, it's not available on PS5. I don't know why, but the developers don't release them for PlayStation at the moment. But I think some of that might be changed. I think they might have released one on PS5.
Yeah. Again, these are optimized for the Series X as well. So
yes, I must admit though, considering the fact that these games are like 380, 400 meg.
Yeah, this one. Yes, not bad. 3359. This is.
Yeah,
I'm just seeing.
But it still requires you to install it on the SSD.
Can you play in the cloud? This one.
Don't think
you can. No,
because it's not on Game Pass. This is one that you would buy from the store. But this will be on, come on sale regularly as well. I've seen that there are other games there. It's the same company that has did Ballatron Ocean, Debtor, Ballatron, and various other ones that I've been doing YouTube videos for recently. So, but this one is fun because that you have to solve some of the platforming, and once you shoot an arrow, it goes in, you can jump on the arrow, but then if you shoot another arrow, maybe because someone's shooting at you, the arrow that you're appearing on will disappear. So that could drop you into spikes and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I love some of the achievements because you get like an achievement for dropping a weight onto a skeleton and stuff. It's all it's all right. They're not the type of games that they're not AAA games by any means.
No. Oh, looking at the gameplay, yeah, of course not. Obviously not.
Yeah, but they are. The ones to whale away the time just for a little bit of a palette change sort of thing, and I don't mind these sort of games at all.
They're right up your street. Yeah, actually, I know that.
Yeah, so and I like to support indie game developers as well where I can, because they're indie game developers. At the end of the day, they don't have the finances that Activision or whoever would or Microsoft would have. So the next game I've got is called Slipstream. This one I've got on PC. It's on Steam. I'm not sure if it's available on PlayStation and
it is. It's an Xbox. $7.99 on Xbox.
Yeah, it's about. I think it's $8.50 on Steam.
Just from Bitworks, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a high bit. It looks a bit like an old-fashioned sort of racer game.
I'm trying to think of the one I'm thinking of actually, where you have the Outrun, which you have the back view. Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. I'm sure you've got some of this on the screen while I'm talking.
Yes.
God, yes.
This is. I know it's quite expensive, and to be honest, I would suggest keep an eye on it. Add it to your wish list, so you'll be notified when it comes into the sale, because I'm sure it will. This game, it looks simple. It is incredibly simple, but by God, it's fun. It's
very fast, isn't it?
It is. It's tremendously fast. I picked this up in a Humble Bundle, I'm sure. It was one of those games of I was like flicking through my list of games and thinking, what have I got? And I saw it and I thought, what's that? I don't remember getting that. So it must have come through on a Humble Bundle, probably a choice one. And this game, its whole file size is 180 meg.
Let me have a look for the Xbox.
And it plays on Steam Deck as well. It's well beyond, well within the Steam Deck's capability. Let's put it that. I think it's I think, to be quite honest, you could probably run it on a digital pregnancy kit, because you can certainly run Doom on one of those. Have you not seen that video?
Which one?
The one of Doom being played on a digital pregnancy kit.
No, I haven't.
It's somebody has got Doom. It's on YouTube. Somebody's got Doom working on there. But so it's like, and Doom is probably more intense than this, but it's really old-fashioned sort of graphics. But it just looks and plays great. It's just a great little diversion. If it's one of those games of, if you want to have like 5 minutes doing something, you can pick it up, play it, move on to the next thing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I would recommend Slipstream. And I know you like your races as well, Steve, so you might enjoy this.
Yes, no, if I've got a spare like $5 or so, because I've been actually, all my Microsoft points I'm using, I'm putting into £5 notes at the moment.
Yeah, I'm doing that as well.
Cut the games up after.
In terms of this, this is Slipstream, so this is high bit. Yeah, there's another game that's very, very similar that I think is on Xbox, but it's definitely on PC, and it's called Horizon Chase Turbo. Now, if you like Slipstream, this is another variant of Slipstream, but this is more modern graphics. But the look is very, very similar. It's very bright, very colourful, very arcadey. It works a dream on the Steam Deck, as Slipstream does. And just a great fun game to play if you just want an arcadey.
What was that again? Horizon
Chase Turbo.
Okay, there's a few versions here. Chase Turbo Rookie, and Chase Turbo Summer.
well, I think some of them might be DLC or something like that, but Horizon Chase Turbo is the one that I'm referring to. So if you look at the gameplay of that, Steve, you'll see that is basically Slipstream, but with more modern graphics.
Yeah.
And it plays great. It plays virtually the same. The only difference is in Horizon Chase Turbo, there's a couple of additional mechanics. So for start off, rather than just doing a normal racing, you go through a map and you get a world view. And then the other thing that there is there's coins to collect, which if you collect all of the coins in doing your rounds, you get bonuses. But also you run out of fuel, and at certain points in the round, in each lap, you can pick up some barrels of fuel to keep your vehicle running. But if you don't do that, then you won't finish the race.
Right. Yeah. So you've got the Horizon Chase Turbo, which is $15.99.
Yeah.
There's a free one there, which might be just free to purchase off the back of them having the main game, and then you've got Horizon Chase Turbo, which is £1.69.
Yeah, Horizon Chase Turbo. That's the one I'm on about. So $1.69. That's not bad.
No, Horizon Chase Turbo is $15.99.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
But then there's one there which is Summer Vibes, that same game.
Yeah.
£1.69, and then there's a freebie one as well. But I'm guessing this you can pick all the other bits up. This looks a bit more like it for graphically compared to the last one.
But don't forget, just because the other one, Slipstream, doesn't have there's fancier graphics, doesn't mean it's not as fun.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm just looking between the two and the price of it. So because it's how many bits that game is compared to this one.
Absolutely, here. Yeah. So both of those I would recommend having a look at. Like I said, on Steam, they both work brilliantly on the Steam Deck. And it's like Slipstream. It hardly uses any processing power, so you can play it for ages, sort of like 4 hours sort of thing, before it's even started to have a big hit on the battery. And then the last main one I want to talk about is a Game Pass game, and this one is called Last Call BBS. So basically, you boot up your Z5 Power Lance and dial into the Last Call bulletin board. The last game from Zachtronics. Basically, this is a bit of a travelling back in time to when personal computers were new and exciting with high resolution pixel art and all of that sort of stuff. And you learn the story behind Last Call's mysterious sysop, the barkeep, as well as developers of the game and the legendary 90s PC manufacturer Soayama Corporation. When you download on this bulletin board, you can download games from the bulletin board, and you do it in dial-up real time.
What's the idea of that? Because dial-up in real time was painful at the best of times.
I think the idea is to give you an experience of what these older machines were like. Yeah,
like what it was like for us for years ago.
But then, when you've downloaded your game,
does it give all the squeaky noises as well?
Oh yeah, it gives all the squeaky noises. When you connect to the bulletin board, it does the dial-up with all of that sort of stuff. So you get all of this. Anybody watch on YouTube will be seeing this now. But there's several games to download for this as well. There's like 20th Century Food Court, which is all about creating different types of food, and it's sort of like a strategy come electronics game, because you've got to lay out your production line and then wire it. It's very straightforward wiring. There's Steel Force Hobby Studio, where you assemble robots based on anime hits, but it's like model kits, and you've got to do everything from like cutting out the parts, joining them together, painting them, all of that sort of stuff. There's Soayama Solitaire, so this is sort of like a solitaire sort of game based on classic Klondike, but it's a variant, so there's a couple of different rules. There's Dungeons and Diagrams, which is a tile-based logic puzzle where you're given a grid and you have to draw where the walls are based on some rules. So, for example, enemies will always have 3 walls around them. Treasure chests will always be in an area of 3 by 3, that sort of stuff. And everywhere has to link. So you can't have like a dead end or a wall blocking a passageway. And it gives you numbers at the top and the side, and it tells you, so you have to work out where the walls are based on that. Now, on every level, once you've got the end, it tells you you've done it, sort of thing, apart from level 90. And I've completed level 90 about 5 times before I thought, I can't do it, I'm just going on to level 91. And I'd already just completed it again. And it was showing it was all right, but once I got to the end of it, it was fine. There's Chip Wizard Professional, which is like building integrated circuits and wires using transistors and capacitors. And wait a second, is this like a CAD sort of programming game? I don't know. Hack Match, which is a tile matching mini game. This is actually the hardest game on the whole thing, and if you know what I mean, it's sort of like a bubble bobble sort of style game, but the difficulty curve is completely off with this. And I've already decided this is not going to be a game I'm going to 100% because this Hack Match I just don't enjoy.
Right.
There's Kabufuda Solitaire, which is sort of like the Chinese or Japanese version of it's Japanese, sorry, of Free Cell, as it were. So you get different sort of style cards, but rather than having to build up, ace to king, what you've got to do is match 4 groups, and then that fills in one of your cells. And then there's different difficulty levels of it, and they're all different patterns, and the patterns are a bit confusing to your eye, as it were. So it's quite a difficult game to do. I mean, you won't, you're not going to have any real problems with it, but
no.
So that's that, but that's free on Game Pass, so you can download that if you've got Game Pass. As well as that, I have been doing a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy on the Steam Deck now rather than the PS5, and it plays great on there. I've not seen any problems with that at all. I have started Telltales The Walking Dead Season 2 because that's on Game Pass. I thought I'd already completed it before.
Oh, you hadn't, no?
I have, yeah, but for some reason I thought, and I'd also thought I'd completed it on PC, but when I looked on Game Pass, it must be a different version because the achievements were there, and I thought it's been ages since I played that. Quite fancy having a go. So I think I've got like 3 chapters in or something like that as well. And I've also, another great game I've been playing on the Steam Deck has been Spider-Man Remastered.
Yes, I saw your photos you were posting on the Facebook page.
Yes, yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful. I wasn't having any problems with it at all, and then it just suddenly started, and I think it's to do with the fact that I was on the beta version of the Valve software, because what I found is obviously I'd already downloaded it to my PC, and it's like 63 megabytes, and I thought, oh god, do I really want to wait for it to install another 63 meg on my Steam Deck? And then I thought, hang on a minute, there's a new feature in terms of Steam, which is a network transfer of a game. So if you've got it on your PC, you can put it onto another one. But you're required to, basically clear your queue of other stuff, and also both be on at beta at least. So I knocked over to the beta on my PC, and then I knocked over to the beta on my Steam Deck and downloaded it, and then I started playing it on the Steam Deck. But the Steam Deck had a couple of crashes when I was on the beta, and I noticed my PC did as well, so I think it's beta related, because I started playing the game on the normal and I wasn't having any issues at all. So that's what I think it is that there's been something different about the beta. And I've gone back, and I've not noticed anything since going back. So but what I'll do is I'll put the video up so that people can see that, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, really, just as good as obviously the PlayStation version, which is completed the main story on PlayStation. Well, I did it on the Pro, and I've about 3/4 of the way through the remastered version of it on the PS5 as well. But yeah, it's just a fantastic game, well worth digging out, having a go on. That's it for me. So quite a few games there. And I think you've got a few as well, haven't you?
No, I've not just been playing Destiny.
No, he's been playing Destiny 2.
I've been playing Destiny 2. Yeah. So let's start with that then. So last week was Iron Banner. And it's really good because I got my second title out of it, because you can redo the title each time it's on. So you get an extra diamond against it. So I've got my Gambit, I think I'm up to 3. I've done it 3 times.
Yeah.
So that was really good. I just sometimes, you focus on something and you want to get that, and you've got to go through all of it. You just want to do it, so you do. So that was pretty good. Also, with now what you do with your engrams, you turn in, and because I've been doing quite a bit of Destiny, I haven't been spending them too much. Although, so with Iron Banner and this other way, what you do is you go and decode them. So, for example, if you go to, I'm looking at this now. So, if you go to Lord Saladin, for example, and you'll see what you can decode. So that you can use it on any weapon that's within the game at the moment that's in that list, and decode it as many times as you want to get the god roll you want, or whatever you're after, or go for the go for the clothing side, and you want a helmet or a gloves or whatever. So that's how that pretty much works now. And with that, you've got a tracker, and it's basically, it takes 1 slot on your inventory. So on mine at the minute, this is a bit bizarre. So I got 10 Vanguard engrams sitting there. I've got 23 Crucible engrams. The Trials ones I've used up because I was after a certain role on one of the weapons, which I picked up. Gambit, I've got 5 at the moment sitting there. Iron Banner, I'm down to 0. But I did have quite a few again with them, because I've got 7 or 8 pulse rifles in my postmark at the minute. I need to go through them and see which one's decent roll, and I'll delete the others. And then the war table, which is this season at the moment, I'm on 59 engrams are sitting there. So yeah, I can just use those to decrypt and pick out the rolls I want. I get them. It's still at RNG, as we love to know. But it's really good. It's a good way of doing it. And obviously, if you like, for example, with Iron Banner, I went through the reset twice. So I hit 16, got the exotic engram, and did it again. And then it adds extra perks into the slots. So instead of getting your 5 basic ones or whatever, 6 at the top, you'll get an extra few at the bottom. Yeah. So it'll give you more to play with. So I've been playing with the SMG that I got in Iron Banner, which is apparently it's a god roll. And what is interesting enough with this is it has a perk called disabling rounds. And when you're using that in your void setup, it's manic. You're exploding enemies as you're shooting them. It just jumps onto other enemies and they're exploding as well. It's pretty manic, and it's really good for ad clearing as well. So that's been fun to do. I've been doing a few lost sectors again. doing solo legendary ones, picking up some nice little extra bits and pieces. Obviously, with the solo legendary, you get the exotic piece of the time, so it will have a helmet there. You get a helmet drop, or you might get depending what they're going to be classed for. Sometimes you wouldn't always get it, but I've done really well actually. The gods have been looking at me recently, not so much sometimes, but I've been getting quite a few exotic drops in that. Yeah, and it's fun. I haven't really played it much in this past week, which I'll explain in a bit later. But yeah, there's it's just good fun as usual, and I can play that till the cows come home, and there are other things that take me away from it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking on CD keys actually, and the PC version of Destiny 2 Lightfall without the season pass.
Well, you get the first season pass for free. Sorry, you get the first season for free if you're with me.
Yeah, so, I'm not sure I really get the first season for free, but Destiny 2 Lightfall PC DLC is $20.99 now.
And also, I think if I just have a quick look. If I go to on the Xbox, they're doing it cheap as well at the moment.
Right.
So if I go into, I suppose if I just put Destiny 2 in.
Well, the Xbox version is $22.99 on CD keys.
Can you on CD keys?
Yeah.
So on and
PlayStation.
So it's $26.79 at the moment on Xbox.
Yeah, and PlayStation it's $32.99.
Wow. So it's normally $39.99 on Xbox. They've got it as $26.79 for a limited time. So well worth picking it up. I don't know if you get to watch some of the streams and bits and pieces I threw across to you, just to see how that strand works.
I mean, to be honest, it looked no different to Destiny before to me.
No, I'm on about the using the strands instead of using Void and Solar and Arc. It's good fun. But yeah, there's also this week there's going to be a huge update, which is going to obviously iron out a few things, but they're going to change some gameplay, help out where maybe they've gone wrong and how the program was working with certain gameplay and how that was progressing for a player. So there's a big update coming this week. I think it's coming on the 20th. Yeah, memory serves. So look forward to that.
Are we on season 20 at the moment?
I will tell you very shortly.
And if so, how long does that season last for?
I would tell you. The season 20 has got 36 days and 21 hours left. There's plenty there too.
Yeah, it's because I'm just looking at the one on CD keys, the PC version for $20.99.
Yeah, but that season comes with Lightfall.
Yes, it does. That's what I'm saying.
It does.
It comes with
whether you buy it on Xbox or PlayStation or PC, it comes with season 20. It comes with season 20.
And then after that, it's about a tenner a season, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's about 4 seasons a year.
I think it's more than that, maybe. But I just bought the whole package as usual. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this season. Really loved it. Hence, you can see that I've got 59 engrams sitting on my war table at the moment. And I'm just at the moment, now I've unlocked all the different points for that in that war table. Every week I get, I can choose which one I want to focus on to add to my, down at the enclave. You can go in there and you can make your own one.
Yeah.
So you do like five auto rifles to pick up before you can do it or whatever. And some of these have got strand attached to them as well, and they're just they're great. They're really good fun to play. As you know, the weapons in Destiny have always been fun, very well put together. And but that might be worth, because then you can actually play that story, because it's still worth playing and getting to grips with it. You've got plenty of time in the season as well. 36 days, yeah, plenty of time to.
It's whether or not I've got the time to play it in 36 days.
No, of course you do. You're an insomniac. You play all sorts of hours, don't you? Remember? So even if you played the story on your own, or if you wanted me to join you, I don't mind doing that. Just to get not to do the legendary one maybe at the minute, but just to get through it. There's quite a few. It's all right. I mean, there was a few ums and ahs about how the story finished, but it's interesting you want to know why we're at the moment in the story, because there was something really big that happened I can't tell you about, and the way it ended. But yeah, no, for £26 even on that's not bad considering what it was. So yes, you should buy that now. Click the button.
He's just saying that so that I'll start playing with him again on it.
Well, no, you come on, because me and Mark have been we've been playing another game, which I'll get to in a minute. But anyway, so that's basically Destiny.
Okay.
FIFA again, that's my other grind, and it's from Mark as well actually. But just going through the motions with this season at the moment, with the cards and the packs. I just jump on every now and then just to play a game of football. It's funny how many packs I can actually get these days. Although you can spend coins with EA and buy the packs. To be fair, nowadays, the amount of packs I get for playing the game and some of the players I've got in the drops, shall we say, with some of the different ones that have been coming out, I haven't done too badly, to be fair on that. It's I know you're not really a football fan.
No, not for me.
No, but it is good fun. I had a couple of friend requests just of late as well, which I've accepted. I think I knew who one of them was actually, but someone else I weren't too sure, but I did accept the friend's request within FIFA. And it is fun just playing the Ultimate Team. I don't play the standard game. I'd rather, if you could buy FIFA Ultimate Team on its own without the other bits, I think I'd do it. And therefore it'd be much cheaper as well. But I don't play the story stuff that's in there. I just play that and play the cards. It's a little addiction that we had even when we were kids. When we had the bubblegum cards, didn't we? You'd have a pack of 5 cards, whether it was Star Wars cards, for example.
I remember getting the Star Wars cards, yeah.
And trading them at school and playing the game where you flick them against the wall and stuff like that and handing them on there. Do you ever do that?
No, it was just more like, have you got and we'd trade that way.
No, you'd play with them and you'd use them.
No, we didn't.
Play to win, and then you'd win all the cards. So, but yeah, FIFA's okay. It's still a good game, and it improves every time you play it. Every year it comes out, they tweak it a bit more, and And I'm boring you to tears with that one. I do apologise.
Don't worry, it's fine. Other people have to listen to this as well.
No, well, yeah, they don't mind. Anyway, so Forza Horizon, talking about racing. So Forza Horizon 5 has got some new DLC out, and it's a rally adventure.
Right.
And this again is for me, it was free DLC because I think I bought the pack to go with the game.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much it is to cost to buy. It's basically Colin McRae Rally in Forza.
Nice.
Within limits. You get, again, with the way that Forza Horizon plays the game, you start this off with a great little start with one, I think it was a Ford Escort or Ford something, and you got the sound of those cars with the spluttering of the coming out the back of the pipes, and you do a big race, and you've got helicopters and you've got this and that, and you're trying to get through whatever and all this, and it's good fun. You've got new cars, there's tracks, some races, all within one adventure playground which sits on its own. And one thing I do like about it is, when I mentioned Colin McRae, you have the signs when you're driving.
Yeah.
So you remember the signs you used to get, and also someone will navigate you as if they're not in the car with you, but they will say slight bend, overturn, water, straight run. All these. I'm not necessarily that I'm talking the right terms if you remember them, but I used to love Colin McRae Rally.
I have to admit, I never ever sort of understand what the hell they're on about on those instructions.
No, I mean some of them are obvious. I mean
moderate to light turn maybe. What?
Yeah, moderate to light turn. So it's moderate so it goes in hard but comes out easy maybe. I don't know. Water, I don't think it's right. I can't even all of them to say, but yeah, I mean, I think it was the annoying woman that said some of it.
Yeah.
But I got past that bit after a while because I was just focusing. I even decided to try doing it in car view. God, that's hard. That is really, really hard. But it's still good fun, and they just
considering that you can drive, you would think it would be the easiest version.
Yeah, I know you would do, wouldn't you? But it's never the same in computer games compared to the real life. But I'd love to do a rally experience and try that out. It must be fun. But yeah, no, it just brought back that Colin McRae game. Just reminded me of that with the sounds as well. But it's good fun. It's I mean, if you got got it as a freebie, go and check it out. I know I had a couple of people I noticed that were, because when you're playing it, you got the other avatars flying around with you.
Yes.
So I did notice a few people I recognised that were trying to push me out of the way. So yeah, just it's good fun to play that as well. I mean, I always go back every now and then anyway. I always go and play it, and I probably will play it until the new Forza, not Forza, but yeah, the new Forza simulation comes out, which we'll find out probably in the Microsoft presentation when that'll be. I'm hoping it'll be, well, I don't want it September because we're going to have Starfield out then probably. So maybe if it is a bit earlier, June maybe to get going with it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I go into the last game, one sneaky game I've started now is Ghostwire?
Oh, is this the sort of like runner jumper?
I'm going to say because I literally. So it's Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, this is on Game Pass, isn't it?
Yes, just come up. So I've just literally downloaded it last night. Just started the game.
Yeah, I've got this on Steam, I think.
Because this came as a exclusive, didn't it, to PlayStation? This game.
Is it PlayStation? I don't know.
I might be wrong. Unless I think of the other game. I was dead. That was the other game, wasn't it?
No, I'm thinking of Ghost Runner. I'm not thinking of Ghostwire. It's
yeah, close,
but no cigar. Yeah, I'm thinking of a different game.
So yeah, have a look at that and see what you think. It's worth a download to try it. You've got certain powers that you get to use and stuff like that. So yeah, interesting. Anyway, so what have I been playing for the last 2 weeks? It's 2 weeks, isn't it?
It is. As opposed to 6 months, which it was last time.
Yeah. So what happened 2 weeks ago? We had the Masters come out, didn't we? The Masters was playing with the golf tournament in Augusta. Yeah. And PGA Road to the Masters came out. Now, before I say anything else, there is a 10-hour free trial to go for. So you can actually go up there and play for 10 hours and get frustrated because your character is going to be very low in what it can do and what it can hit. But I've been really enjoying it. I haven't seen a good golf game, I don't think, since probably going back to the Masters or Tiger Woods back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you played the last EA one that came out. Was Rory McIlroy? Do you remember that?
No,
one?
that wasn't the last EA one.
Wasn't it?
No, there was PGA Tour 2K21 and then 2K22.
Oh yeah, but they're not EA. They're 2K, different company.
I thought that was okay.
Yeah, because so 2K is not EA.
I thought that the 2K was representing 2000.
It probably was. It was a game. It wasn't an EA game because the last PGA Tour game was, I think, Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was
the last one.
Well, it was HB Studios Multimedia, and then the publisher was 2K.
Ironically, the 2K ones now is like 70% off at the moment for some unknown reason. I wonder why.
Probably because they've been given away before. Because I got this on a Humble Bundle, and I was playing it with my Steam Deck, the 2K21. Absolutely loved it, brilliant. And then I thought, I actually wouldn't mind playing this on PC or Xbox, and I've got it on both of those. I've no idea where I've got them from.
Well, I have to say, though, I really have been enjoying this. It reminds me of old, of playing what we used to play back in the day with PJ. The character creation's pretty basic. It's very simple to do. There's nothing great about that, really.
Yeah.
There is a store where you can purchase items for your player to how he looks. They don't represent in any shape or form the power that you will have to play. So you're not buying a club that's going to give you an extra 10 feet or going to whack a ball extra far or whatever. The way to build your character up is to use these coins, and the best way to do it is to play the career, of course, because you will get them come through there, but also it's to play the online tournaments.
Yeah.
Now every day, it's only changing now. There was 2 a day, but there's now just 1. There's a 4-hole arcade tournament you can do for free, and you just play 4 holes, play it to your heart's content, and get out your best score you can. And then what will happen is, when that timer clicks for that tournament, you will see the rewards tab open up on your screen at the top. You'll go in there, and there will be a hexagonal cube which you open up and will give you more than likely be the coins.
Yeah.
Which you can keep doing. When you get the coins and you build them up, what you do is you go to specs, and these are like Destiny mods, should we say, for example, is the best way of looking at it. So what you have in there, you'll have these certain specs which you can buy, and then you attach them to the clubs, and they will give you better control, better distance and stuff like that. They come as green, blue, purple and gold, so we all know how that works. I've been playing for 2 weeks. My character is XP wise, I'm now on level 37. I played a whole season tournament of golf on quick play. So instead of playing the full game, you play a part of each round of the 4 rounds. And obviously if you make it into the next part of the day, you can go into the tournaments. Because when you start playing this, and you will be frustrated, your character will be pretty weak in his stats and how you look at it. But as you progress with editing your player, you'll also get these other currency which you add to the character and give him your distance, the club, how you're going to use your short game, your long game, your woods, and you add that all in there, and you just keep adding them. And as you go along the trail from something like 1 to 10, in there will be some emblems within some of them, and they are different ways of chipping or pitching that ball you're going to play with that club as well. Yeah.
I mean, I think that was probably something that was lacking from the 2K21 version of the game, because it kind of like didn't really feel like it mattered what club I used.
Right.
Or at least I thought, when I was playing it, I didn't notice any real difference.
Where if you got an elevation on a green, and you're either going to up a club or go lower in a club to get onto that green, or depending on the wind, I suppose there's I've got it with a lot of high wind as well. Mm-hmm. So I've got 13 miles an hour hicking across the ball, and I'll have to put it back for that to let the ball take it with the wind. But I just been the commentary again is top notch. When you can play the Masters in a separate area as well. You can play arcade mode. You can play private matches, social matches. Me and Mark, we had a couple of rounds on our own. And as you are playing all those games, you're earning XP for your character as well. Mm. And every time you roll over from 1 to 2 to 3, you will get a couple of these this currency, which you will use to improve the stats on your character. And as you look at the different courses, there's about 15 courses in there. You will see, as you go through them, you will see a green line for the course, and you'll see a grey line which is you, so you know whether or not you're going to be capable enough to take that course on.
Yeah.
I can't stop playing it.
So it's a lot more involved than the 2K versions.
I haven't seen it. I didn't play. I played one of the older versions of something of Play Golf.
You'll probably find it's in your collection if you've been getting your games for gold. And I'm sure that I got it.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But honestly, just download the trial for fun and have a look at it and see what you think. I think it's great. I know some people didn't take too kindly to it at first, but that's because you've got to put a bit of time into the game. And once you've done that and you've built your character up, you can get those long hits on your woods. And also want to get your spin on the ball to do your fade shots or whatever you want to do. And then obviously the other currency you've got, which is for the how you look. There is. I've got, because I had the deluxe edition, I think, and it came with some currency with it already. And I haven't really spent any of it yet, to be fair. I've not really done that. Also, there are some tickets you can buy with the coins to go into other tournaments as well.
Yeah. With
much more higher stakes. The one I played today, I am on. If I go to the tournament for today, if I just pop on there now, there's 3 hours 15 minutes left, and if I look onto my right, it tells me where I am. So I'm on -1, and my position is 781 at the moment on that. And what it would do is there is a rank reward from winner to world ranking, elite ranking, ranked to misranked, and you can get 1, 2, 3,000 coins, which you put that back in, use it on your specs, attach them to your clubs, and move like that. But yeah, no, thoroughly enjoying it. Just great. And it's been a long time coming to play a good, decent golf game, you know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I think, and yeah, that's about it really. Yeah, Ghost Wild Tap, I'll have a look at that. Just put it on, boot it up for 10 minutes. So, but yeah, I will be, the thing is actually the golf's taking me away from Destiny at the moment in the last 2 weeks, and been watching the golf as well. So I had the golf on, playing the golf at the same time. So it's been a little bit obsessive to a certain degree, but yeah, great fun. Really, really good. Well worth a shout.
Cool.
Anything else? Are we there?
No, did you mention about Forza?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
That was the rally adventure.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's switch from games to movies, and movies, TV, and streaming.
In quest of a better life.
Okay, so I will let you talk about this. I'm sort of getting bored of it because I don't mind, but yeah.
Okay, so there was a big announcement for Star Wars fans this week, in the fact that it was revealed at Star Wars Celebration 2023 that a new movie is coming that is going to focus on Rey.
Do you really want this?
Well, given the fact that
we've seen her story, really, haven't we, in the movies?
Well, given the fact that the sequels had a lot of hate, I'm quite surprised that they're going down this line. But the film will be set after the rise of Skywalker, and we'll see Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order. It will be directed by Sharamin Obayachinoy, who helmed the Ms. Marvel episodes 4 and 5. So there's some really great credibility. Please note the sarcasm in the voice.
Of course.
But this is one of a much wider range of movies that have been released. There have been a total of evidently 9 Star Wars movies that are going to be
nothing
released.
Like having a good cash cow, is there, eh?
They are evidently not going to be like the Marvel movies and are going to be every couple of years in terms of this new round of movies. The Ray one, I think, is one of them. But if they're going to be every couple of years, that means I'll be nearly 70 by the time I've seen them all.
I know, it's horrible, isn't it?
I
mean, I don't like to talk about bad news, but I
might
not see 70.
Yeah, and my son will be 35. But anyway, other announcements. It was revealed that at Celebration that David Filoni will helm a live-action Star Wars movie, and it will bring the Disney Plus shows, The Mandalorian, Ashoka. Who do you know who Ashoka is?
And she what these big?
Yeah, she was actually Anakin Skywalker's Padawan.
Yes.
And the Book of Boba Fett into a cinematic experience or event that will take place between the Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens. So that's from David Filoni. He knows what he's doing. You know,
I'm guessing they were. I just find this fascinating that they're deciding Disney are doing this milking session and oversaturating, because
I'm not sure that they're going to be oversaturated in the same way as they have done with Marvel, because this is what they've said they're going to do it. They're not going to do it often. It's going to be more of
this is going to be more probably stretched out, isn't it? Compared to
well, 9 films in 20 years, yeah.
So that doesn't. I mean, it does at the moment. It's God, there's loads of things here, but I know it's going to take a long time to get there.
Yeah, but I would like to see all of them before I die.
I mean, I like the idea of seeing more about Rey. I mean, she was a good character, and
no, she wasn't. She was a blooming Mary Sue who just.
I mean, she was all right. I mean, I'd rather go back to before then to see.
Well, in terms of these new 9 Star Wars movies, they're going back to the days of the formation of the Jedi in some of the movies. Now, Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie was also mentioned. It's about he's looking at directing one with Crystal Wilson Cairns, who helped script the Oscar-nominated 1917. And Edgar Wright's The Last Night in Soho.
Yeah, my film of the year.
Some good movies there. That 1970s was brilliant. The Last Night in Soho was. No other details have been announced other than that the movie will be heading to cinemas, which obviously, for it being a movie, is what you would expect. I don't know about this one, because Taika he was the golden boy, but then look at Thor: Love and Thunder. Maybe not so much anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, it's like he's one of those guys that I can't stand him, but I think the parts he plays is very good. You know, because he's Korg, isn't he, on the Marvel movies? You know, the guy made a rock.
Yeah, he's quite amusing, I must say.
Yeah, and wasn't he on Free Guy as well?
I don't know. I never saw it.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Sean Levy's Star Wars movie is evidently still in the offing somewhere. So this is like the Free Guy helmer Sean Levy has one in the works, but the production of that won't start until after Deadpool 3 and Stranger Things 5 have finished wrapping. And then, unfortunately, Rian Johnson still has his foot in the door with a trilogy, but for God knows whatever reason why, I don't know. But if it's by Rian Johnson, it won't be proper Star Wars. And that's it. That's the news for Star Wars movies. Yeah,
they did at the same celebration, didn't they? Show the latest trailer for Indiana Jones, didn't they?
I believe so. Yes.
Which I think he came. Did Harrison Ford come on stage or not? I don't know if you think he might have or not.
I don't know.
I mean, I watched the trailer and I went, okay, right, there we go. And we won't move on from there. But yeah,
I've heard this is going to have time travel in it.
I know.
And
that's what that dial is.
And a potential paradox of he annihilates himself.
That I don't want to know about. But anyway,
that's all I've heard.
But they remade it. They remade the ending anyway. They did recut it and done some more. Yeah. But so that was shown as well. So yeah.
Oh, just thinking about it's not news, but have you ever seen Dave Gorman?
Remind me. He's
a comedian who does a presentation with PowerPoint to help his humour. Does lots of funny stuff. Well, I'm going to see him next week.
Oh, okay.
Actually, sorry, this week. In 4 days. So quite looking forward to that. But he does loads of funny stuff. He's had a series on Sky with Modern Life is Goodish. Check him out on YouTube. He's really funny. But yeah, I'm going to go and see him. So quite looking forward to that. Anyway, cinema releases.
Yeah, let me do that. So 20th of April, we got David Tennant in the National Theatre live. So they're probably having a cinema open, and you can see that from wherever that's being at the National Theatre.
Yeah.
21st, interesting enough, I'm looking forward to this, but I've kept away from trailers. The Evil Dead Rise. We got Missing, The Three Musketeers, D'Artagnan, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, Kishkar Jan, whatever that is, I do not know. Say I Do to Me, Living with Chucky. Now, I don't know if that's anything to do with Child's Play or not.
I think it's a documentary movie more than anything else.
To do
if I remember rightly.
Yeah, okay. Which could be on Netflix or something, maybe.
No, it's cinema releases.
Okay. Also, we have Junkhead. Then on the 28th, we got Big George Foreman, the macro story of the once and future heavyweight championship of the world. We have Polite Society, The Unlikely Pilgrim of Harold Fry, and My Everest. And you're going to tell me now what the Living with Chucky is.
Yeah, it's a filmmaker who grew up alongside Chucky the Killer Doll, seeks out other families surrounding Child's Play films as they recount their experiences working on the ongoing franchise and what it means to be a part of the Chucky family of films.
There you go. Anyway, okay, interesting. So, cinema charts, please. What do you think? What have we got there?
Cinema charts, we have at number 5, Creed 3. At number 4, Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I've actually seen that.
You have, I know, that's right. I have. It, yeah.
Yeah. At number 3, we've got Mummies. At number 2, we've got John Wick Chapter 4. And at number 1, we have Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves.
Which is probably good fun.
Yeah, it looks quite good. And actually, for some reason, my wife quite fancies going to see it. I think it's probably because she fancies Chris Pine. But
then you have to go and see the Star Trek movies.
She wouldn't go and see those. I don't think she picked up on that.
You'd have to say, put the 4K on and say, look, do you know who this is? Look.
Yeah.
Okay, DVD charts then, yeah.
Yeah, so at number 5, we've got the Maltese Falcon. At number 4, we've got Star Trek First Contact. At number 3, we've got Star Trek The Next Generation 4 movie collection. At number 2, we've got Black Adam. And at number 1, we have Babylon.
Anyway, we're coming to an end because there's not a lot left to go to, but we'll get this done nicely. So do you want to talk about things that you've seen that I don't know about? And then we'll go to the last bit.
I will talk around them.
You will talk around all of 3 of them because I do not.
I didn't know you were watching The Mandalorian.
No, that's fine. You can still talk around because there's people who probably haven't seen it yet. I will decide to go and see it.
Okay, so Picard season 3, we're on, just had the penultimate episode, the obviously last one in the.
Is it episode 9? Was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the last called Vox.
I don't want to know. Can't really say anything to me about that. You know.
Well, it won't really mean much to you.
I don't want to know because I'm only on episode
4.
5 is my next episode.
5, yeah.
And I have enjoyed. Well, we'll go to what I've seen my bit, and we can talk about that a bit.
Okay. in terms of Picard season 3, episode 9 has the reveal of who the big bad is. And while the episode was fantastic, and the last 5 minutes of the episode 9 will have any grown man who has watched The Next Generation in tears when you see it. Not kidding you.
I do know that I was talking to someone on WhatsApp, one of the guys from Filmmaking, and we were chatting, and he was saying about this, and he said, "You gotta come." I said, "I've been ready to watch it." I said, well, "I will do. Look, I'm going to put it on now. I watched one episode now, and I'll tell you about my experience in a minute." But yeah.
But the last few minutes of that will have you in tears. I can tell you that now. However, I have to say I was disappointed with Terry Metallis's choice for the big bad.
Who it is, what it is,
and what's behind the red door.
No, I don't even know what that is. Don't say that to me. Come on. I don't know what the red door is yet. I haven't seen a red door.
You'll find.
No, I have actually. No. I have seen a red door.
Yes.
In Jack's dreams.
Exactly.
Well. Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
This episode retcons some stuff from previous Star Trek as well.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, a lot of it does right through every episode. It sort of brings back memories of other episodes.
Oh no. This puts right one or two things that were unexplainable before.
Okay.
So the show's great, absolutely fantastic. I personally, where I thought it was going, and I'm not going to tell you where I thought. No,
don't even know. No, I don't want to know. No,
because you might think the same thing. Okay, and I had all of the evidence there of why I thought it was going to go the direction it went, and then it went a completely different direction.
Tangent. Yeah.
It went in a direction I really think. I think that my idea was better. To be fair. I think
but you would say that. No,
I wouldn't if I generate, but I just kind of like feel some things have been done to death, and I'm not saying any more, but I'm still love the show. I love the episode. I mean, it's a nostalgia fest right the way through.
I think I have watched some of Picard season 1.
Yeah.
But this has got much more of a direction. It looks better. It sounds better.
The problem with Picard season 1 was it waffled for several episodes.
That's why
and then it tried to fit what would have effectively been half a season of The Next Generation in 3 episodes.
Yeah, because I haven't got that far yet.
Yeah, so that's what that was. The last season,
with Q.
Yeah, I didn't mind that so much because the last season for me did a lot of deep cuts in terms of some of the stuff it brought back from the original series that were in there, and of course a special guest star at the very end.
Okay.
Which was you would love. It will put a smile on your face.
Well, to be honest, I've only watched 4 episodes. Well, I mean, we're talking about next, isn't the point? I'm going. I was grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah.
Through every 4 episodes. And I'm loving that. I'm guessing it was Jeff Russo that's doing it. The score. The callback to Goldsmith and a little bit of Horner as well, I noticed, is so prevalent and it just sits right with it.
To me, this is how Picard should have been done right the way along, with a lot of reverence for the source, but also building on it.
Yeah, because I know when we watch these days, we watch Netflix or whatever we're watching, and you're watching a season, 6-7 episodes or something, and you'll get to the end and then it'll want to cut to the next episode straight away. I cancel it because I want to listen. I just love listening to the end credits each time.
Yeah, but you see, this is why, for me, things like Picard are like things that you want to watch every week. And I know you're not binging it, but you're doing a lot together.
Yeah. Well, so I've only watched 4, but yeah, I watched one night and 3 the next.
Yeah. So
due to time and restraint.
Yeah. So effectively, you are binging it, but as far as I'm concerned, I've watched this every week.
Yeah.
And like literally,
it's like
midnight,
how we used to watch.
It's on Prime.
It's how we watched Next Generation back in the day, anyway.
Yeah, exactly, and it's part of it for me. Is doing that weekly watch. And I know some people go, no, I don't have the time, I just want to watch it all in one go. But when I've done both sort of sides, and there are some series that you just want to watch the whole thing, like the Midwich Cuckoos.
Yeah.
That one doesn't matter if you watch it all in one go. But something like Picard,
because
something like Strange New Worlds, because you haven't watched that, have you? Strange New Worlds.
I have watched some of it. I've not watched all of it yet.
Yeah, you always tell me you're a Star Trek fan, and then you haven't watched half of the new stuff.
Because some of it, some of it I've just not liked. It just doesn't go with me. Some of it.
But the thing is, you got to take the rough with the smooth.
Yeah, but no, I don't have to. Sometimes I can just say no, I'm not going to watch it because I don't like it.
You see,
I mean, I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. And I love Star Trek, but if it's something I don't like, I won't like it. And some of the series haven't been up to scratch.
No, they haven't. But
no, Strange New Worlds is good. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed that. But Discovery went a bit off track, and I just, that was getting a bit boring.
Discovery, I think, has really struggled with its identity all the way along.
And the same way Enterprise did. I mean, I wasn't keen on it at all. I didn't.
Now, you see, Enterprise I quite enjoyed. I like the fact that it was pre-Kirk and all of that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't mind that, and I don't mind the people that were playing the parts or whatever. But it just,
and it had Scott Bakula in, so I mean, why wouldn't?
Yeah, well, he's great. We love him.
Yeah.
But it just, some things just don't work sometimes. But yeah, you don't have to watch season 1 and 2 of Picard to enjoy season 3.
No, you don't. It's complete. Well, it's semi-standalone. You will wonder.
I mean, even in the beginning, I know where he's got his vineyard and she is Romulan, isn't she?
Yeah.
She was in the first season as well. She's been throughout probably.
She has.
So I know who she
1,
is.
2, and 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, her ancestor was in season 2 as well.
Yeah, but yeah, I quite like her. She puts him straight.
She's also a hell of an attractive woman.
She is.
Considering she's 60.
Is she really? Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, but some things just don't work sometimes for me. It works for everyone. I will sit through and give it a go, whatever it will be. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We always go back to something and say, I'll give it another go. And think, you know what? I've seen so and so. I'll give it a go, and it may feel better to play with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I will go back to the rest of Picard afterwards.
Yeah, because you'll want to know why.
But I do like John DeLance. I do like John DeLance, that character. I know some people didn't like him, but I like John DeLance. He's cute. He just reminded me of Trelane in the original series.
I mean, in part, watching season 3 will spoil the end of season 1 for you if you've picked up on it.
Yeah, maybe, but then there's bits I know. Well, there's not too many bits.
Are you aware of anything about Picard?
Well, don't tell me if I haven't, because if I don't pick up on it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because then if I go back,
this is why I'm asking you. Are you aware of anything about Picard? Because there's something different about him.
Well, he's just not right anyway, is he? He's not the same Picard he was back in the day. He's got something wrong with him, hasn't he?
No, he used to have something wrong with him.
But
yeah.
don't say. It doesn't matter.
It'll be repeated several times. It is repeated several times throughout the whole of the series. But yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the way they go backwards and forth within this season as well. You know, you'll see 5 years later or whatever it be, and a few years ago or whatever it's going to be, and you know, like with his son and that, who's sitting in the bar. He didn't twig, did he, at the time?
Oh yeah, of course, because you're about there. Because he's just met his son at that point, hasn't he?
Well, no, I'm up to the point where they've just escaped the nebula now in episode 4. So they've ridden the power wave out of that entity with the warp cells to get out, and then obviously
you had
Amanda
Plummer's character.
Yes, yeah, I know that. Yeah. We've already discussed this, I think. Remember right?
What do you think of her? Not Amanda Plummer. She's a brilliant actress. I'm on about her character.
She was Klingon, wasn't she? Remember rightly? Was she Klingon?
No, her dad was Klingon.
Yeah, dad was Klingon.
Her real life dad was Klingon.
Yeah, her real life
was
dad.
A chancellor. Yeah,
of course he was. Yeah, Chancellor Gorkham, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But let me just enjoy the ride as I enjoy it, and we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the worst thing about all of it has been Amanda Plummer's character. She's a square peg in a round hole.
Are you about? Sorry, that's the character that's with Worf.
No, not on about Raffi. I'm on about the woman in the Shrek.
Oh, her. Sorry, yeah. She's annoying. To me, because she's the bad guy. Yeah, bad guy. Yeah.
She's not actually the bad guy. She
works for
the
bad guy.
Because I think you've already seen that.
Yeah, well, she cut her arm and it went into her thing, and you saw. It's like seeing smoke in Star Wars, isn't it? You know, you see. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to say anymore. But yeah, so in terms of her character, you've figured out what she is.
We'll talk about this off air. We won't talk about it now. We'll talk about it in a minute when we finish.
Okay. But she doesn't fit to me as a leader or captain of a ship or the leader of people or a servant, leading people.
No. I know what you mean. Yeah, no.
She's an awful, very badly written character, and that's the worst bit about Picard. But other than that, and it didn't go with my brilliant.
I am going to say though that Beverly Crusher, doesn't she? Man, how much work has she had done? My God,
for her age, she looks good. You've got.
Oh yeah, no. But what I'm saying is, yeah, God, I mean. Deanna Troi looks much better personally. She's aged well, I think, more compared. I've only seen her. I've seen her as in the hologram when they were chatting after what I'd seen, and she obviously was in Picard season 2 as well, which she was in, wasn't she, briefly?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's.
What do you think of the Titan?
Nice, I like it. Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
I don't like the engineering hull. It's just a bit sort of like it.
It's got that look of the old school.
Well,
a little bit.
It's a Neo Constitution class.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But I just don't like the hull. I don't mind the rest of it. I mean, I do think that the saucer section looks like a cut off sombrero, but
there's a bit missing at the back, isn't there?
Yeah. But it's.
And I thought, to be fair, I thought the captain of the Titan was a complete twat.
Captain Shaw.
Yeah, the first episode or two, he was a dick. Sorry.
That was the whole point.
It was, it was.
He doesn't get on with Picard at all.
He doesn't get on with anybody, that guy.
No.
I mean, and I love Seven, and her character's blossomed over the years in many ways. But Jerry Ryan's brilliant. I like her.
Yeah, definitely. But there's more with him.
I'm sure there is.
I'm not going to say any more.
No, I don't need to know. But no, you don't even say anything. But I thought he was a bit of a dick. Especially when they're on board and who they are and everything else. But no.
Yeah, I mean it's great. Watch it.
Basically. And I think the upgraded space station looks a little bit different. They've added bits and bobs to that to make it a bit more bigger than what it was.
Yeah, but that's not actually the space dock that was in Star Trek.
No, it's not.
4.
No,
so
but it's the design that they had. At the time of that, when that was built, and they've it's moved on.
Yeah, you will see that space dock again though.
Let's move on to something that my wife's watched.
Which is Obsession.
I walked in on the end of it.
Obsession. This is a Netflix original series, and it's probably one for watching with the wife, to be honest.
I caught the tail end of it with her.
What, the whole series or the first episode? Or
the last episode.
Right, okay. Well, I've just started it, so you can do spoilers for me.
No, I didn't know what was going on, but I thought, this is like Fatal Attraction. This is.
It kind of is, but basically, there's a surgeon. He's very.
So how far did the episode go into it?
Quite graphically.
That was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. So obviously, this is not a kids series at all. It's like you don't want your children in the room when you're watching this one, because there is quite a lot of nudity in it. But basically, it's a drama about a guy who starts an affair with his son's girlfriend, who then becomes his son's fiance. And it's just one of these high charge drama sort of series. Well worth a watch. So I just wanted to flag that as a one to keep an eye out for. It's on Netflix now, so if you've got Netflix, have a check out with it. The last one I want to talk about is The Mandalorian. We've got season 3 going at the moment, and I've really enjoyed this season. It's done a lot of different things, because The Mandalorian was quite a solemn sort of thing with him, discovering Grogu, otherwise known as Baby Yoda. That's his actual name. And there's basically he had to get him to somewhere where he would be safe, because he was being used in clone experiments. That was season 1. Season 2 was about him developing his powers and ultimately meeting other people. Leave it there, in case anybody hadn't seen it. And then season 2.5 was the Book of Boba Fett, which directly related to The Mandalorian. To be honest, I know it's called the Book of Boba Fett, but it's really season 3 of The Mandalorian, and then season 3 is really season 4 of The Mandalorian. But what I quite like about this is obviously Mandalorians for years have been very mysterious sort of race, especially if you've just only watched the movies. If you've watched the Clone Wars and you've watched Rebels, you get to know more about them, and you get introduced to new characters, and you get to know about some of the history about the Darksaber, which was referenced on Rogue One, just as a thought. And the Scout, was it the Imperial base? When they were going through all of the stuff. But yeah, so this season's much more about developing that whole Mandalorian thing. And ironically, the Mandalorian is no longer like the main character or the sole main character in his own show, because there's lots of other Mandalorians now, and it's about all of that. So it obviously it builds up, but at the end, penultimate episode again, what an ending to that episode! Absolutely brilliant. I can't wait for the last episode for this season.
Is that weekly again? Is it?
Yeah, that's weekly, but it's on episode 7 out of 8.
Yeah.
But that's on Disney Plus if you want to watch that.
Okay, we done?
Yep.
Don't think anything else. I mean, it's funny because I sit and watch some trash with the missus, and we watched a little bit of Gogglebox, and we just finished watching Obsession and watched the whole series, and they had the beginning of it on there, so that was the episode you probably saw if you watched one episode.
I'm sort of like 2 in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, so we'll move on then to, we've got a couple of questions.
John, what's happening to us?
We've only got one actually. So
should we save it?
Well, let's do it. But first off, as everybody knows, Mark always does questions. I don't think we've ever had a show where he hasn't submitted questions. He hasn't submitted them this time. I had a quick chat online with Mark today, and I asked him if it was okay for me to share this. With everybody. Did he say? Yeah, so? and he was appreciative of it. But Mark has unfortunately lost his father, and say as someone who's been through that as well, say our hearts go out to him, and we're thinking of you and your family, Mark, and we're here for you if you need us, sort of thing. But it's like a tough time, so all the best to you and your family, Mark.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so one question, I don't know why, but
I can't read it here properly, so you might as well just read it out.
Right, okay, so it's from Scott Kidd, and he said, now that the 3D store is shut, is it time to hack your 3DS, and would you give it a try?
Over to you, Haydn.
Well, I mean, I know that you don't have a 3DS, and I know that
I had a Nintendo.
Okay, so if you had a 3DS and the store's shut, so there's a lot of games that you can no longer get at all, would you be tempted?
Of course you would.
To hack your 3DS?
Of course you would.
And would you?
Cool. Yeah, of course you would. If you love playing that machine,
yeah,
you can get a lot of games on it, whichever means, within certain reasons, should we say?
Yeah,
I think people have cracked their own old Xboxes and PlayStations, even PlayStation 1, didn't they? Back in the day.
I mean, it's not so much cracking because all I'm doing is plugging in a memory card and it's doing it. But obviously, I'm in the process of transferring my discs to hard drive on my PS2.
I do have an original Xbox sitting in my cupboard.
So do I. Now, here's the thing about the original Xbox, and I'll put a link to a video I saw about this in the description or on our Facebook group somewhere, and how to fix this. But evidently the capacitors on the original Xbox were not very good quality, and a lot of them are leaking, and it's strongly advised if you've got an Xbox original to replace the capacitors on the board, which is a very easy job to do.
That's just like 4 solders, isn't it?
Two. It's 2 solders, because they're
a pair, aren't they?
The tubes with like 2 prongs coming out of the bottom of them.
Yeah, I did if it was 1 or 2, but yeah, it's only a solder point, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's just replacing the solder. but I'm going to do that on mine because I don't know if mine has leaked because I haven't switched it on for years. But I don't, if I'm either going to have to repair it or
I need a controller for mine. I don't have a controller for it.
Don't you? Right.
No, I don't think I have. No, I've only just got the actual black box sitting there.
I've got the original Duke.
I'm sure you could probably get one on eBay or something.
I think that you can get an adapter and you can use a Xbox One controller on it.
Oh, okay.
Just like I'm going to be doing with my PlayStation. So it's evidently it takes 20 minutes to do, but there's about 6 or 7 capacitors that you've got to remove, and also either replace or remove the clock battery on the board because they're leaking and destroying old machines. So it's, if you've got one, if you don't know how to do it as a repair, then, and you still want to be able to have access to that machine, then find somebody who can do it. But my next door neighbour is fortunately an ex-comms electrician for North Yorkshire Police. So he said, don't worry, we'll get it sorted, I'll help you sort it. And I've got a desolderer and stuff like that, because it's like that sort of electronics. I could do it, but I'd be very nervous about doing it. But it's obviously it's his trade, so he said that he would give us a hand.
Well, as long as you know as long as you get soldering iron on the points you need to do to clear that solder.
Oh yeah,
and put your solder back on. It's pretty easy to do. Yeah,
it's pretty obvious which ones to do as well, because they're the massive things on the motherboard. And I'm not, stripping it down and putting it back together.
I've got my Lynx Golf still on mine, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, I've got loads of old games, and I was actually wondering, because that's another thing that I saw online as well, is that, did you know you can now play Xbox Live on your original Xbox?
Oh, okay.
Because it's not Microsoft. You don't need to pay a subscription. This is evidently a free service.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
of course.
boot up your original Xbox, and there's stuff that tells you online, and you can actually subscribe, or not subscribe, but join this new pseudo Xbox network, and there are loads of people who are playing multiplayer games on the original Xbox on there. So well worth a look if you've got one of those consoles, because basically all that you need is a copy of Splinter Cell and download a couple of files from the internet and put them on you need a USB to whatever port it is that the Xbox has, sort of thing, so that you can read
mine's sitting in the bottom of the cupboard, actually. It's on top of some books, but it's just sitting there.
Are you going to pull your Xbox apart and see if it's leaking and do a repair?
I might at some point take it open and have a little look, because it's been sitting there for. I used to have the crystal one, but I've just got my black one now. So
yeah,
I was thought of using it for films. I don't know what the hard drive's like in there, and even using it as a.
I don't think it's a very big hard drive.
No.
I mean, when you think that the 360 came with a 20 gig, I have a feeling it was was it 6 gig?
But you can replace it, can't you? So.
Yeah, but it'd have to be SATA, wouldn't it?
That's fine. I've got a few 4 terabyte ones kicking around.
Not SATA, IDE rather. 8 gigabyte. Yeah, the original one had 8 gig.
It's probably got me links on there, Links Game and a few other bits and pieces. Probably got Top Spin on there or something.
Yeah, probably. But no, I'm, because I want to make sure that this doesn't die, so I'm gonna get that work done hopefully in the next month or so on my Xbox. I'll let you know how it all goes, but obviously I'll have to order the bits and stuff like that, and it depends upon what revision of the board you've got. So I'm gonna have to disassemble, see what revision
That's
and
printed
all
on
that
the
sort
corner.
of stuff.
That's printed on the corner of the board anyway, I think.
Yeah, but when you take the top off, you've then got to take the hard drive mount off and the DVD mount so that you can get to the board revisions. But what I was thinking as well is maybe getting I've seen people do this, is take the cooler off and then put paste on the processor, just to, because the thermal paste obviously improved over time. So
and it could be it could be disintegrated to a certain degree anyway. So
it'll be dried up. So it would benefit from that anyway. So that's kind of my plan. Just to do a bit of restoration. I'm going to take to bits my trusty old PS2 because I'm going to order something to go on the back of here, because PS2, the fat is really noisy, but you can get a Noctua fan and replace the fan on here, but the problem is it sticks out a little bit. But you can get a 3D printed mount, but you've got to take all of this bit off, and then this bit here sort of like lifts out, and you plug it in. You take you get access to the board, plug the new fan in. It doesn't run it at full speed, but it evidently keeps it way cooler than the stock fan anyway, and it's completely silent because it's a Noctua fan. So that's my mod that's going to go on my PlayStation.
Cool. Anyway, I think it's time to call it a night.
I think so.
So should we do our...
Yeah, let's do that.
Right. Okay, so I'll do myself then. So Twitter @Steve07, PSN ID The Real Steve07, Xbox Steve07, and my Instagram and YouTube is The Vinyl Cues. Yourself?
For me, I'm exactly the same on everything HERJ UK, apart from on Epic, in which case I'm Pop Culture Gamers. We have obviously our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Pop Culture Gamers. Obviously, now with this show, we're also doing it as a vodcast as well. So you can catch us on there. I don't know whether or not people have realised, but Anker doesn't exist anymore. It's all been sort of like merged into Spotify. So now our new address for our website version of the podcast is podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/Pop Culture Gamers. So it's a bit longer, but hey ho, what can we do? We've got our Twitter feed, which is Pop Culture Gamer. Obviously, follow me on Twitter yourself at HERJ UK as well. Facebook group, you can get us there. And also, we've got our email address, which is podcast@popculturegamers.co.uk.
Cool. So, as we always say, it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him.
Good night, guys.
Good night.